Hi, my metaphysical beauties. How are you today? Today, we're going to discuss how to make Mercury retrograde oil. And we're going to talk about the ingredients that make up Mercury retrograde oil. Now, if you remember, if this is new to you, Mercury retrograde is a period of time that comes about 4 times a year, and the planet slows down to the point where it looks like it's going in reverse of the solar system. It isn't. It just slows down. And when it slows down, because it has to do with transportation and communication and how we speak to one another, instead of slowing down with Mercury retrograde, we tend to act the way we've always been acting. And then things go haywire. So, you should know that most people have a falling out with their job or a coworker at their job. Most people have a falling out in their relationships. Most people have car problems. Most people drop their phones. Most people have computer problems. Because Mercury is associated with anything in any form of communication. So, for me personally, I tend to drop my phone just before Mercury retrograde. So what I've learned to do is slow down. Mercury retrograde is about relax, release, reverse. Don't do anything too strenuous. If you're traveling, you have to make sure that if your plane leaves at 11, you can't be at the airport at 10. All right? Because it means anything will go wrong. So, I don't even care if you're traveling locally. Whatever you're doing at home 3 hours before, you should already be ready for travel. Just get to the airport. If your plane leaves at 12, leave your house at 9. Just get to the airport. Better to be sitting at the gate working from your phone than to be on a highway where there's a car crash. Or like in California, where a plane will land on a highway. Give yourself enough time for anything to go wrong. Hold on to your phone really, really tightly. Do you know what I mean? If you dropped it once and it didn't break and you're like, oh my God, thank you God it didn't break, it'll break next time. So it just means you're going too fast. If you're having an argument with somebody and it feels like, uh-oh, something's going to go awry, you know you're going to say something wrong, you could tell that the other person is trying your patience and is saying things to create an argument, step out of it. It's practice, right? You just have to go, oh, this is Mercury retrograde? Okay. I'm a bitch? Okay. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well, now I know. When Mercury retrograde is over, you can nail the person that called you a bitch. When it's over. It's a lose-lose when it's in effect. And it goes in effect about 4 times a year for 4 weeks. So, I'm going to give you the tools to handle Mercury retrograde, to put in a candle. And you're going to start making better decisions and raise your vibration and allow yourself to operate better. Not just under Mercury retrograde, although these are the ingredients that are perfect for Mercury retrograde, but just overall. You'll be so much happier, especially when you light that candle and the aromas come through. Oh, it's so amazing. This is a book I recommend. It's called Cunningham Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. I invite you to look at other folks that have herb books out there. I did notice that this book might be a little outdated now. It didn't have tangerine in it. And so, with that being said, there has to be other books out there that can give us everything that we need, because tangerine is one of my ingredients. Okay, for you. And then also Deutera. Deutera will have probably if not all, of the herbs that I use ever. And it's very important to understand that the Torah, you can put in your tea, all the herbs, for the most part, all the oils you can put in your tea, you can put on your body. Torah is a very practical place to get some of the products that you need that you can eat. All right, and that's what I like. Also, I use syringes. They look like this. You can get them right from Amazon. All right, they're called plastic pipettes, right from Amazon, very cheaply. And last but not least, this is the Crystal Bible. This book, especially the one with the white cover, has soup to nuts every single crystal that I think you would be interested in. And take a moment to invest in the Crystal Bible. Let's get this party started. We are going to start. Oh, one more thing. I'm a big fan of gloves, especially because I am selling these products to you all. Clean hands is mandatory. Remember that. But because the herbs kind of get into your pores and it could smell all day, which isn't a bad thing because I'm using amazing edible products, right? So I'm not worried. It's just that this time around there are so many herbs and I have to go to work after this. So I'll be smelling the herbs all day. So I just want to keep my fingers clean, right? Now, let me tell you that most of these herbs I got from the Green Man store. The Green Man store is a place I used to work. If you're in California, I invite you to visit the Green Man store. They've got a plethora of herbs, all right? And that's it. I think that's it. On my website, I will have the contact for the Torah. And I will also have one of my mentees from my tarot class that has now invested in making her own oils. And she's already on my website, Chemist Apocryphy. So, I have good people around me. You can trust the good people that's around me. All right? Oh, getting so hot. All right. Let's get this party started. Let's start out with lemongrass. So, it's very important to understand it's equal amounts. I'm going to show you a picture that says 20 drops, 20 drops, 20 drops. Equal amounts. This is, I believe, 1 gram. All right. Lemongrass is good for going with the flow, releasing when you're uptight, when you're feeling overwhelmed, releasing emotional tension. That's what lemongrass is good for. We now have tangerine. Tangerine is good for clear thinking during Mercury retrograde. We now have bergamot. There you go, bergamot. Bergamot is for anxiety and release of anxiety. Get in there, bergamot. There you go. Thank you, bergamot. We now have red mandarin. Red mandarin was so hard to find. And so I've had to replace it with sweet orange. All right? It has very similar qualities. Soothes the heart chakra, calms and soothes the senses, alleviates confusion. Sweet orange. We now have yang yang. Yang yang helps to stay calm, relax under pressure, gets rid of fears, gets rid of worries, releases tension, and eases anxiety. Yang yang. And because yang yang has a little extra put in it. We're going to add a little bit of extra yang yang. And this I got from Whole Foods. All right, set you aside. And the last but not least, I like to add a holy herb. Ironically, this Mercury retrograde includes the holy herb frankincense, so it just works out. It supports intuition. You should know better when you get that sign that says, I should put something away. Listen to yourself. There's a reason for that. Frankincense will help you to listen to the inner voice inside. It supports intuition, promotes integrity. Breathe. Breathe. Let you breathe. Builds mental stamina. Ooh, look how thick that is. Let's cover it up. And we will mix it. That looks like a lot, but I'm telling you it's not. Because I'm actually making this to sell. That is not enough for my people. Okay. Let's just give that a good shaking. And this are all the ingredients for Mercury retrograde oil. All right. Just leave that right here. So now we're going to talk about some of the stones. I'm going to add black tourmaline. Black tourmaline is good for banishing negativity, eliminates negative energy. So I'm just going to add a chunk inside, but each one that I sell will have tourmaline inside. I'm just going to add this right now. All right, let's get that nice and saturated. You just love this stuff. I love this stuff. But also let me tell you that there is such a thing as tangerine quartz that promotes positive energy. Jet, which blocks negative energy. It's also a very calming stone. Most black stones are really good for absorbing negative energy, some of the things that you sometimes feel. Black tourmaline, of course. All right. There you go. And ironically, citrine. Now, citrine is normally used as a money stone, but in this case, it's very good for Mercury retrograde. And citrine is for Mercury retrograde, is used for sensitivity. All right. Let's take a final moment to go over the stones. Black tourmaline, which promotes banishing negativity, eliminates negative energy. Hematite, which is a staple for Mercury retrograde. Buy a hematite bracelet, definitely protects you from the negativity of Mercury retrograde. It's a really good stone. And then citrine. How pretty is this stone? Works with your sensitivity and raises your vibration so that you could be aware of what Mercury retrograde is trying to tell you. Remember, the real key to Mercury retrograde is be careful how you communicate, be careful of how you travel, be careful of how you drive. With Mercury retrograde, we want to reverse the energy. If Mercury retrograde is going reverse, we need to go reverse with it. So slow down. Let's get this nice and clean. I'm just going to put this right on top, but what you're going to do is just place it near your candle. Do not drive yourself crazy if you don't have all the products. The most important thing is your candle and the Mercury retrograde oil. That is the most important thing during Mercury retrograde. I am suggesting that you light a white candle, few drops of Mercury retrograde. If you have any rocks, put it near your candle. I'll show you in a minute. And when all is said and done, light it. Ask for calmness and protection during Mercury retrograde. Ask to communicate effectively. Ask to hear very effectively. Take some responsibility in what you need to do. Then I also read the most of the signs don't always do well with Mercury retrograde, but I did figure out that Scorpios, Pisces, Sag, and Caps handle Mercury retrograde the best. All right, I was born under Mercury retrograde, so I'm really good with Mercury retrograde because I was born under it. So it helps. So in this new batch, I've decided to add some lemon balm. Lemon balm is also an anxiety reliever. It's used for relaxation, so I'm adding in this batch some herbs. This one is lemon balm, not too much. And this one is ashwagandha. Releases stress, boosts energy, and rejuvenates adrenal function. Oops. It's a whole pill, but I'm just going to drop in a half a pill there and a half a pill there. And the oils, it'll get released in the oil. Now, these things you can purchase from any health food store. Ashwagandha. I'll take a picture and I'll post it in the video. And lemon balm, traditionally used for relaxation. You can digest these. I am putting it in the herb, in the oils. The herb I'm putting in with the oils. Shake it up some more. Now we've got a good mix for Mercury retrograde. I don't want to shake too hard because I don't want the rock to break my glass. All right. Now you see why I wear gloves. There you go. All right, the last picture I'm going to show you is the candle that's going to be used for Mercury retrograde. This is the candle that I'm going to be using. I'll add a little bit of my concoction. Right? And then you guys know me, I like to say a prayer of some type. So all right, there you go. Now, because I am using tourmaline for the public, I can't put this near my candle, so I'm going to put this away. All right. That's what I am putting inside of others' Mercury retrograde when they purchase from me. All right. But I will put my citrine. All right. And just want you guys to see how I write on my candle. So I always like to put, thank you, God, thank you, Jesus. You do whatever you want. All right. Let's get some of these little citrine tourmaline stuff in here. So I'm a big fan of lighting incense. I don't know if we've ever talked about that. And sandalwood is probably the best one to use for Mercury retrograde. It all goes together. The incense, the candle, the oils, right? And I'd like to have a double dosing of protection. So this is called Palo Santo. All right. Remember to open your windows when you're doing this. All right. You want the energy to just be gone. I'm going to have to take off my gloves. All right. So that's Palo Santo being lit. Here, take some Palo Santo. Take it. What we like to do is 3 times. It's good to walk around your house, get some stuff of the Palo Santo in. All right. It's not burning like I want to. Don't drive yourself crazy. This stuff is not supposed to be like furious. Any smoke is good smoke, so don't drive yourself crazy. I just know how to use this stuff. Let's get a good burn going, get my incense going. That's a good burn. Now we're talking. Let's leave it right there. It's the incense. This is the candle. This is the citrine right here. There you go. And I'm going to light it. It's too much smoke. It's way too much smoke. And that, my friends, is how to make Mercury retrograde oil with some herbs attached to it. You don't have to touch the herbs. I did because it all matters. A little incense, sandalwood, a little Palo Santo. Gets rid of all evil energy. All right? And I like to add a prayer. We added in the beginning of most of my videos. I'm going to add it here. And it's the Jabber's prayer. All right? These are my business cards. I don't use them anymore. But they're some of the prettiest business cards. I used to make a bracelet. And so I would give the bracelet with the business card, and they would have to say the prayer 7 times. I like the number 7. You can say it 3 times, 7 times, 9 times. That's me. And it gives you a place of meditation, this prayer. So it goes like this. Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil, so that I may not cause pain. What are we practicing every day? Every day we're practicing how not to hurt someone. Every day, what we need to be practicing is how not to hurt. It is actually human nature to hurt. So every day we learn what that feels like when we put hurt out there. And if you want your territory to be expanded, it is the one thing that needs to be practiced. Not to hurt, although hurting can be done by accident, but recognizing it love and kindness are the only other things you need to practice. You do that, you've got the 10 Commandments. All right, guys, look up the Jabez Prayer. I hope you like everything that we did today. Thank you for following me, my metaphysical beauties. Raise your vibration. Thanks, guys. Bye.